What's going on, everybody? My name is Bobby, and I'm just another reactor here on YouTube. And today I'm going to be reacting to Falling in Reverse, and this is their reimagined version of Papa Roach's Last Resort. Now, for those of y'all that may be wondering, a little over a month ago, about a month and a half ago, I released my reaction to Nemofila's Night Flight, I think it was called, and released a couple of reactions afterwards. But in that particular Nemofila reaction that I recorded at the same time as the other ones I released, I mentioned that I was going to be out for a while, not doing any reactions, because they were going to replace the entire floor in my house, and I was going to have to move stuff and empty shelves and just get furniture ready to move, and I had to break down all the equipment on my desk because my desk is pretty big, and get that ready to move. And they did the floor in the last week of June, so I was preparing everything during the whole month of June. So I wasn't able to record anything in that whole month. But one thing I didn't take into consideration when I mentioned all that, because I said, that I'll probably start trying to release some more reactions after they were finished, and which I figured would be early July. Well, I didn't take into consideration the fact that I had to put everything back and just take all this stuff out of bins and everything. It was just a long process. Finally got all our floors done. Looks really nice, but yeah, it just took me a while, and then I had to reset up my equipment, and then I had other things going that was like non-channel related, family things and other stuff that I just had to take care of. And so it took me, basically, what I'm trying to say here is it took me a while to, get started with my reactions again. So I'm hoping that I can get my viewership up again. I hope a lot of y'all don't think that I just gave up my channel. I will admit that it's getting hard to find things to react to. There's a lot of music out there, new music that I haven't heard, but a lot of these bands, if I see other people reacting to them, some of them, there may not be very many reactions at all, and then the ones that there are, they get very few views, and I don't know if it's because they're getting blocked or what, but it's, I don't want to put out a bunch of reactions if they're only going to get like 100 or so views. And even if I liked a song a lot, I actually saw KK's Priest, KK Downing from Judas Priest, his new band, or fairly new band, KK's Priest, released a song recently, and I thought about reacting to it, but again, I thought it was going to be one of those that might get blocked or not get very many views. So I just watched the video, which was actually a pretty cool song, but it wasn't like mind-blowing or anything. So anyway, that's what I wanted to say about all that. I don't know if some of y'all may be wondering where the hell I've been, but if you watched that Nemofila reaction, then you would have probably known or kind of remembered. I don't know. So anyway, back to Falling in Reverse. The last few reimagined songs they've done, The Drug in Me Is You, the vampire one, I'm Not a Vampire, I can't remember what it's called, but those are really good songs. They're really good versions of those songs, because I also reacted to the original ones. So I'm really looking forward to this. And like I said at the beginning, this is a remake of a Papa Roach song. And like I always like to do when I react to a remake, I like to give the history of my, experience with whatever band or song I'm reacting to. In this case, Papa Roach, Last Resort. And I'm going to be honest, never was a big fan of Papa Roach. Never really liked this song, honestly. The subject matter is pretty intense, pretty deep. It's kind of a sad song about somebody whose last resort is to kill himself. Not a good thing. Cool lyrics, really meaningful, deep lyrics, for people that might be going through stuff that have that kind of mindset that I hope they don't follow through with. But the song itself, I just really wasn't crazy about. I don't know. I just didn't really like it. I've heard a few other Papa Roach songs and just, I don't know, I just couldn't get into them. And they're not horrible, but they're not one of my favorite go-to bands to listen to. But Ronnie Radke does some great reimagined versions of songs. Even The Drug in Me Is You, the original version was, it is a pretty cool song, but you look at it, it looks kind of dated, and, they look kind of like, almost like Motley Crue influenced or something like that. And it's a pretty cool song, but nothing near as good as the reimagined version. So I'm really looking forward to seeing this, see what he does with it. I saw that there was a reaction from one of the members of Papa Roach reacting to this, so I may watch that and see what he thinks. That would be pretty interesting. So anyway, without further ado, this is my reaction to Falling in Reversed and a reimagined version of Papa Roach's Last Resort. I was wondering if I had sound there for a bit.
Cut my life into pieces. This is my last resort. Suffocation, no breathing. Don't give a fuck if I cut my arm bleeding. This is my last resort. Cut my life into pieces. Erase my last resort. Suffocation, no breathing. Don't give a fuck if I cut my arm bleeding. Do you even care if I die bleeding? Would it be wrong or it be right if I took my life tonight? Chances are that I might. Mutilation out of sight, and I'm contemplating suicide. I'm contemplating suicide. 'Cause I'm losing my sight, losing my mind. Wish somebody would tell me I'm fine. Losing my sight, losing my mind. Wish somebody would tell me I'm fine. I am fine. I never realized I was spread too thin till it was too late and I was empty within. Beating on
Wow, well, that was Falling in Reverse with their reimagined version of Last Resort, and that was pretty epic. Say what you want about Ronnie Radke. There's a lot of people that have their issues with him, whether it be music fans or other musicians, and whoever. There's that whole Eddie Trunk and Sebastian Bach drama that went on for a while. But the guy is very talented, and some people may not like his attitude. Honestly, his attitude towards other musicians at times doesn't bother me. I understand where he's coming from sometimes, because a lot of people like to talk shit and everything, and maybe he's sometimes the shit talker, but I don't think it seems to me like a lot of times it's his side of the shit talking, I guess, is like I wanted to say unprovoked, but that might be the wrong word. Like people are trying to egg him on because they don't like him, so they say things about him, and then when he reacts, everybody's all offended, like, oh my god, I can't believe he said that. Well, shut up if you don't like what he's saying, because he's, that's the thing about like people that like say bully people. They do it because they feel that the victim is not going to react, but when the victim does react, they're like, what? Oh shit, they freak out, and because they just weren't expecting that. And that's kind of what I feel sometimes happens with Ronnie Radke. People like to give him shit because of the way they do their shows with laptops and everything, which doesn't bother me at all either. But then when he fights back and says something back to them, they get all offended, and I think that's kind of cheap. Anyway, back to him. He's just really talented, and he puts out amazing videos and amazing music, especially the more recent music, whether it be Falling in Reverse originals or in this case a cover song. The reimagined songs, just really great. He's a really talented guy. I'm just kind of blown away by the things he does. That video was epic. It looks like he spent a lot of money getting that video produced, because that type of 3D CGI animation work that was done there is very difficult and very costly. So yeah, he puts a lot into his work for his fans, and that you got to commend him for that, whether you like the guy or not. And if you don't commend him, then I don't know what to say. So anyway, that's going to do it for this reaction. I hope you all enjoyed it. And if you care to support my channel, there's some links down in the description, but donations to my channel are not necessary, but they are greatly appreciated. Thank you all for watching my reaction to Falling in Reverse, Last Resort.